Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emma and I make art videos, and for today's video I am drawing Aquaria. And if you don't know who Aquaria is, she is a drag queen and she is currently on season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race. So if you watch the show and you haven't watched like the most recent episode or kind of later on in the series, I don't really want to give anything away. I don't think this is a huge spoiler or anything, but if you don't want to know, then maybe don't listen to the video. So in saying that, Aquaria is in the top 4 and she is my favorite. I do want her to win, and I also think she will win, not because she's my favorite, just because I think she will win. So if you're also a fan of the show, who do you think will win? Who's your favorite? And who do you want to win as well? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I decided to draw Aquaria because she's my favorite and I really like this look. So I am drawing on some Canson drawing paper. It is quite thick, so it is nice to work on. You can kind of work a bit heavier on it. And I'm just working with an HB pencil, and I'm just looking at a reference image from my phone. This was a photo that she posted on her Instagram, and for this piece I had an idea of what I kind of wanted to do, and it kind of turned out how I wanted it to look, which is always nice. You know, sometimes you'll make something and you're happy with it, but it's like, you know, it's not what you expected or what you kind of saw in your head. But this is pretty much kind of how I wanted it to look, and it turned out that way, so I'm very happy with that. And yeah, it's quite rare for that to happen. So basically I am, you know, doing a realistic portrait of her. It's not really stylized or anything, but I did want the kind of style to be not super realistic, so I'm really focusing on the line work and minimal shading, and that's that was my idea. And I also wanted to keep it black and white, besides from the lips, because she's got some bright red lipstick on, and I was like, that would look really cool against the black and white, you know, it's really gonna pop. So that was kind of just the idea that I had, and I think I guess executed it really well. So here you'll see I'm actually just working on kind of like the bone features on, now I'm working on the eye, but there are some bone features on like her face, and they require very minimal shading because they were quite light to start with, not a lot of shadows there. And even with the face as well, I do a little bit of shading, nothing too dark, but I still need to make the bones kind of be separate from the face and to kind of pop out more as well. So here I'm just adding detail for the eyes, and the eyes are a very important part because there's a lot of makeup there, and it's a huge part of the look as well. So I made sure to get them right. I did have to change the eye shapes a little bit here and there, but it still worked. I was very close to what I wanted, but one of the eyes I just had it angled slightly wrong. So I fixed that up, darkened them up, and there's actually kind of like a messiness to the eye makeup, but I do add that afterwards. So I'm kind of just adding on, I guess, the neat makeup to start with, and then I start layering on the kind of smudginess, which is what I'm doing now. But apart from the eyes and the lips, there's not a whole lot of shading going on with the skin. I do a little bit here and there, but again, I wanted to keep it quite minimal, and I wanted the focus to be on the line work and the eyes, really. And the line work really makes like the bones on the face really stand out as well, because they don't have a lot of shading either. And something that I didn't really have planned for this piece was the hair. I knew I wanted it to be basically just all black, but I didn't want to go in with my black colored pencil because that would like feel like a waste basically. So my initial thought was, why don't I just Photoshop it in afterwards, do it that way. And then when I was doing the live stream, someone commented saying, are you going to paint this afterwards? And then I was like, no. But I could use a black paint on the hair because the paper is quite thick. I think it'll handle it, and it does. And I was like, you know what, that's a really great idea. Like, I know that's not what they were suggesting, but from that I thought of it, and then I was like, that's awesome, because that means I don't have to waste my good, you know, colored pencils, or feel like I'm wasting them just on like, you know, flat color and a ton of it. and yeah, the black paint, I just use acrylic paint, and it's very, very black, so it's not like it's going to be shiny as well, so that works really well, but you'll see me add that later on. Here I'm just adding in the details for the kind of bones on the face. When I initially drew them in, I was a bit more rough with it. I just wanted to put them in like the general spot, but here I'm actually going in and figuring out, you know, the exact shape and what they're going to look like, and also darkening up the lines. I am putting some shading here and there, but to be honest, there really isn't much shading. I also decided to erase the kind of earring type things that are attached to the bones, because for the piece that I'm doing, I'm not including the body at all, and then I thought the composition looked a lot better this way. It kind of makes it look a bit more interesting. If it had the earrings, they just felt kind of like just chunky and in the way. Like, they look really great for the look that Aquaria does, but for this particular drawing I was like, you know what, it actually looks better without, so I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm really happy that I did that because I think it looks a lot better. So here I'm colouring in the lips, and I'm just using my Faber-Castell Polychromos for that, and also my black Polychromo pencil for the black outlines. Well, I go over the lead pencil, just because the lead pencil, it's more like a dark grey and it gets quite shiny, so I really wanted it to be very, very black. So yeah, here I'm going over like the eyes with it, and I'm just going over the darkest areas, so basically the eyes and the outlines. I don't go over really any of the shading, that's all in pencil, and that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, this just makes it pop out just so much more. And I kind of just focus on like the sections of the bones rather than every single line as well, and I think it works really well. So shortly I will be painting in the hair, and that kind of just brings it all together. It seems quite unfinished now, and then when the hair is in, you're like, wow, it's done. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this piece. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know who you want to win, and if you like watching RuPaul's Drag Race. I really like it. I wonder if many other artists do as well. Anyway, that is all from me today, so thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel either, and click that notification bell so hopefully you don't miss any of my videos. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say today, so here's the finished piece, and I will see you all next time.